As much as this game stinks, how helpful was it to see D'Lo have the game that he had, making 7 threes and getting out the slump he's been in against this specific team over the past year or so?
Well, I mean, he did exactly what I thought he'd do. He had a tough shooting night game one. He went back to the drawing board, put his work in, came out firing away tonight. It's a tough one to come up on the short end of the stick with because of that performance that he had from beyond three-point line. But it's playoff basketball, man. You separate yourself by doing it over and over and over again.
But then AD, you having to sub now because he had the foul trouble. Where do you think the offense has shifted for you guys? When you had the 68-48 lead, there was a lot of flow, and then from there, even in the fourth, a lot of the stuff you got was kind of individual play from LeBron, individual play from AR, that pull up on the baseline. Like, what was Denver doing to get into your offense at that point?
I mean, we were trying to take advantage of certain matchups and bring certain guys within their defense. We put them into action. Sometimes when you do that, it works out smooth. Sometimes, you don't finish the play. And by that, I mean, we get the matchup that we want. They have to double team with something. Someone is left open, miss an open shot, or miss a point blank layup. Things like that happen. So we just got to try to weather that storm. But one thing about it, we just got to continue to make the right plays and make quick decisions. I can't hear you.
Gut-wrenching loss. In the next 2 days before the next game Thursday, do you feel you are going to be as much a between the ears guy to your team with your experiences, X's and O's? Because you can point to 17 different things in a one-point game.
Well, it was a point where we had full control of the game. We can't forget that. We just got to finish. We did a good job initiating. We did a good job of sustaining, but we didn't finish well. So the biggest thing for us is to finish. And again, the intangible things, taking care of the ball, being great defensive transition, and keeping them off the offensive glass. We just got to keep pounding that, but still go back home with to win one on our floor if they at all possibly can. And so for me, the focus is as much as this one hurts and stings, my mind's always flipping to the next thing. What's in front of us now? And what's in front of us is game 3. And we come out and compete and get a type of defensive effort we did in that first half, majority of that third quarter. We'll be okay. We just got to fine-tune some things as we go down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Darvin, taking the 20-point lead early in the third, you feel like a lot of the adjustments that you made worked, and those are things that you can now apply into game 3 and moving forward? Absolutely.
I mean, you can't have a remedy for foul trouble or limit your player. It takes all the aggression away. It is what it is, but this is done. It's in the books. So now, again, we start the process and prepare for game 3. We just got to come focused. Can't look in the rearview mirror. We got to stay focused on the windshield. Thanks, guys.
Austin, how do you guys handle that emotionally just considering everything tonight, how hard you fought to get the lead and just all of the kind of crazy moments down the stretch that ended in another loss?
You move on to the next game. They protected their home court. We got to go do the same.
Did you see anything once the matchup switched a little bit, like they moved Joker off of AD on one end and then he wasn't able to guard as much on the other end? Did you see things switch for that, and what were you guys trying to do to respond?
We come out at halftime, we got a couple good possessions with AD Bron pick and roll, and then they made a good adjustment and he kind of bogged us down, and obviously scoring 40 points in the second half, 20 and 20, it's not going to cut it.
Austin, just to follow up on that, you hit a 3 to put you guys up 20 with 10 minutes left in the third quarter. From that point on, you guys only scored 31 points. I guess what did you see with, the adjustments they made, but then you guys also not necessarily executing or running your offense the same way?
I had to go back and watch the game to answer that, the honest answer. Right now, I'm really frustrated with the loss, but I don't want to give you a wrong answer. So it's really it.
Austin, you guys are a confident team, and you've been a confident team. You guys have played well enough to build big leads now in both of these games, and struggled enough to lose them. Where is your overall confidence right now? Out of these two games, I know they say the series doesn't start until the team loses at home, but it feels like this is a big one today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we win this one, we're got momentum going back home. But I don't think that changes anything the way we approach games. We can go back and watch the film on both games and see what we did to take command of those games, and then we can see what we did to and better words, to lose those games. So we'll have to go do that and put a full 48 together.
A bunch of you guys have talked to us about needing to stay vigilant against this team, kind of no matter what lead you have, it's not necessarily safe. What was the feeling like tonight in the fourth, where it became something like a 3 or 4 point game, and then it was just kind of trading buckets the rest of the way, just being in that hyper intense competitive nature for the final 9 minutes of the quarter? What's that like?
I mean, that's what you grow up to want to do in big games, is be in those situations and be competing against a hell of a ball team, and like you said, in crunch time, and have opportunities to make plays to win games, and we just didn't make enough plays tonight. But I thought actually down the stretch, the last 3 or 4 possessions, we got exactly what we wanted on the offensive end, and they would come down and made a couple tough buckets.
Austin, I think D'Lo, 80, and LeBron had 81 of your guys 99 tonight. How much do you, Rui, and some of the bench guys feel just a little bit more pressure, maybe not pressure, but just a responsibility to contribute maybe a little bit more going forward for you guys to come out on top of these games?
Yeah, obviously, I got to be better, scoring the ball, be more aggressive. Got a couple good looks in the first quarter that didn't fall, and that's on me, and I got to be better. But it's a team effort, and like I said, we'll watch the film and we'll get better from it.
Austin, when you lose a heartbreaking game like that, where you lead by 20, is it accurate or fair to say the next 24, 48 hours will be one of the bigger challenges mentally and emotionally, not to focus on just one play or this thing?
I mean, to me, a loss is a loss. Obviously, giving up a 20-point lead in the third quarter is frustrating, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that we lost. We're down 0-2, and we're going back to LA to, try to protect our home court, tie this thing up 2-2. So can't really, at this point, dwell on really what's happened. You got to move past it and, buckle down and figure out what you can do to, like I said, sustain those leads that we have been able to, get a hold of.
D'Angelo, what was the feeling like when you're holding on to the lead? Shots aren't coming quite as easily in a game like that, and Denver ends up hitting, I think, 7 straight shots to win the game. What was the feeling, and how do you guys process it?
The feeling, I think it was trying not to lose the lead, but we were still aggressive at the same time. We just missed a few shots down that stretch when they were throwing haymakers. Simple as that. I like where we were at. I like the chance we gave ourselves. A few questionable calls that really dictated a lot of movements forward. So it is what it is. We all saw it.
D'Lo, you guys have been through some stuff since you got here. What can you guys draw on to come back from a loss that's emotional, a 2-0 deficit against a team that good?
Next game. Like I said, I like where we're at. We did a lot of good things that gave us an opportunity to win all night. It came down to some things that we really couldn't control, like our fight.
What was it like in the locker room afterwards? I mean, is there conversation? Is it frustration? Is it shifting the mindset? Like, can you just kind of let us know what it's like to be a Laker on a night like tonight?
Rather not.
You tied a Lakers franchise record with 7 threes in a postseason game. Obviously, you said you were excited for the opportunity coming off of game 1 based on the looks. What worked for you tonight?
8 shots, same shots I took first game and missed. Same thing. Was it at 6 for 20 or something like that? Could have easily been 10 for 20 and 50% and whatever. We keep shooting. Teammates trust me, so we'll try not to let them down.
D'Lo, you guys had a 20-point lead with 10 minutes left in the third, and you guys scored 31 points the rest of the way. I know you referenced the shot making. Was it as simple as that, or did you feel like from an execution perspective, you guys weren't generating the same looks you were generating through the first 26 minutes?
Yeah, I thought they made some adjustments down the stretch. We still hammered it and tried to, make plays with what we was doing. So, got to live with it. Like I said, I like where we were at, honestly.
D'Lo, just to pick up on that, you've said that quite a few times. You're going to watch a lot of film now between now and Thursday. What do you do differently so you don't micromanage just, that had this one play happen or anything like that, so you can get this truly behind you?
Yeah, I thought we did everything we could do, and when the game comes down to the last possession, the guy hits a shot that's more than capable of making that shot. Gotta tip your hat, but like I said, it was a few questionable, things that kind of dictated, where we were, so it is what it is.
LeBron, after you hit those 2 threes, despite everything that happened at that point, you're up 8, and I think Denver had one more miss and then hit 7 straight shots down the stretch. What did you see from them execution-wise? How consistent is that with what they've been, and how do you guys take that after being up as big as that you were?
We know they're a great offensive power team. We know they're going to get into a rhythm at some point. We know they're going to make runs, especially on their home floor. Just have to withstand them, and I think we did. Obviously, we gave them a 20-point lead, and that's unfortunate. But 20-point leads in this league is not safe, especially against a defending champion. We got to do better with that, but we got our chances.
Team you play on is its own individual team. Every season, its own individual season. That said, you've been a part of teams that have come back from all sorts of different deficits in a series. Where does your mind go down 0-2 headed back to LA?
Protect home. That's where my mindset goes. Obviously, the only game that matters now is game 3, and how we can get better, how we can figure this team out. So game 3 is where my mindset is.
It was hard to come by for you guys, really most of the second half, particularly the fourth quarter. You had something going. What did you see on the look at the top of the key that was your last shot attempt?
I had a wide open look and it rimmed out. It rimmed in and rimmed out. So.
LeBron, in the third quarter, when they start to kind of slowly get back in the game, where did you see the offense start to really sputter for you guys? I think only 40 points in the second half, and it felt like you guys were attacking the basket, not finishing maybe a little bit around.
We missed shots. We got to score versus team. We missed shots. We still got great looks, we just missed them. And they made it.
As tough as a loss like this is, how helpful was it to see D'Lo have the night he had, and just how much more confidence does that give you guys in him that he bounced back the way that he did in game 2?
We never lost confidence in him. D'Lo was D'Lo tonight. It's great to see.
LeBron, do you feel like you guys made several adjustments that worked and that you can carry over into game 3?
Every game is its own challenge. You know, just because we did something well tonight doesn't mean it's automatically going to work in game 3. That's what the game is all about. In the postseason, teams make adjustments from game to game. So, we just have to come in with the mindset of, okay, this is his own game. Game 1 is over, game 2 is over. We have to have, this is his own game, and we have to, we have a game plan we need to execute.
LeBron, over the next 48 hours when you're looking at film and getting ready for that game Thursday, what's the challenge mentally and emotionally after you lose such a heartbreaking game?
I mean, yeah, of course it's a heartbreaking game. You don't ever want to lose in that fashion. I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I think I said it this year or last year, whatever. D'Lo clearly gets hit in the face on the drive. What the fuck do we have a replay center if it's going to go? It doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It bothers me. Sorry I didn't answer your question, but that shit is like. And then I just saw what happened with the Sixers Knicks game too. What are we doing?
Can you just through the last play there and not calling a timeout and what you were kind of looking for in that last possession?
Yeah, I think it was a great no-call timeout because we had enough time to get up there and get organized. I'd have to see the play again. But I think me, Yoke, KCP was in the action, LeBron was on me, K got out of there, I came off, they switched. And then I think I had, Yoke was kind of looming, waiting for me to make a decision, and then I just, faked like I was going to shoot a 3 or do a step back or something, and then AD kind of pressed up a little bit. I just got to my spot, beat him to the spot, and I was able to elevate and make it.
That you told him you didn't even see it go in. What was like your literal view as you were going down?
Well, I mean, I jumped pretty high, I faded a lot, and I just lost balance and fell. And I just saw the ball over the rim. I think AD was in my way, or somebody was in my way. And I just heard everybody screaming. That's how I know it went in. So it was a pretty cool moment.
Jamal, you've obviously been in plenty of these moments before. You've been in situations before where you don't necessarily start as efficiently as you want to. But what gives you the mental confidence, the experience to fight your way through it and to continue to deliver for a team?
I've done it before, man. Done it before, and man, all the credit to my teammates. There was a point in the game, I forget when it was, I think it was around the end of the third, fourth, and I missed a couple, and I was like, man, I'm looking for you guys, just relocate, just whatever the game plan was. I was looking to find guys, and every single one told me to shoot it. I mean, it's amazing to be on a team where you play 40 minutes and you're shooting awful. Balls in your hand a lot of the time, and a lot of the openings are for you to step up and make some shots. So to miss, like I said, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, damn near 14, I don't know how many it was in a row. For all of them to tell me to keep shooting, and none of them ever wavered in confidence in me hitting a shot is, I think, pretty special, and that's what really kept me shooting. I would have tried to get somebody going. I would have. I was telling Yo, on the pick and roll, I'm looking for you, whatever. Mike, come off ready to shoot. All of them like, just go be aggressive. And that was the memo. So I just shot the same percentage I did last game. It just didn't feel like it. But it's, everybody knew that I was going to make it when it counted.
Jamal, you kind of did this last year in game 2 against the Lakers. You got out in the fourth quarter, and I'm just curious, just from
your standpoint, I know you said your teammates had your back, but how do you go just from zero to assassin like that?
Like I said, it's not just the playoffs. I've had plenty of halves where I don't have the best half or shoot the best, and I think everybody in here knows I'm pretty capable of making shots. Correct? Okay. So that was it, man. Everybody wanted me to stay aggressive, and once I hit 1, 2, after I tried to mix it up, go into the rim to the C, go in. I finally got to the foul line. Made 2 free throws, and after that, it was just okay. I'm in a better headspace, and the game's in the balance. So, I was able to just kind of pick up where I left off after I made a couple in the fourth, and that's really what it came down to. So, yeah, man. Sometimes it doesn't go your way, but that's why there's 15, 16 guys on the team doing their job, and like everybody on the bench was just confident in my ability, so I was able to stay aggressive and keep it going.
Jamal, early in your career, Coach was talking about it early in your career, one of the playoff games against New Orleans, where you kind of had a similar script. You weren't making shots, and then you kind of found a big basket. What do you remember about that game, that playoff game? He said that he told you that you were the future, and how important is it that your coach has that kind of ultimate confidence in him?
Yeah, it was game 2 versus Spurs at home. That was our first time making the playoffs, and I remember same thing. I was missing crazy. I missed a dunk. I remember I was missing point blank stuff, and it just really sucks when your teammates rely on you to make certain shots, and I wasn't coming through for them. So it's just deflating when it's less even about me. I know I'm gonna have bad shooting nights, but when you feel like you're letting your teammates down, those really hurt. So for them just to pick me up during the game, for him to pick me up during the game, all the coaches, man, every single one of them was telling me to keep shooting, be aggressive in the timeout. I felt like I was playing so terrible the way they were talking to me during the game. So it was just funny, like how many times that happened where I've struggled, and then I'm able to make a couple to kind of change the balance of the game. So yeah, I'm sure that won't be the last.
You've hit obviously a lot of big shots, and you talked about seeing the ball go and drifting that you're in the crowd. Have you ever hit a louder shot?
The one I can remember was it was game 2 against the Spurs, and I had made a 3. I think I made like the last 19, 20 in a row, and then I hit a 3. Yo got a steal, and then I got a transition 3, and I feel like that was another one. And that same game, I also had to step back. I did the arrow. That was one of the loudest shots. That same game, though, game 2. So I don't know what it is, game 2. It was more when I was hurt, people were saying bubble, Jamal, and as I'm coming back from injury, that was a little deflating, a little annoying, because I knew I wasn't who I was yet. I was still trying to work my way from the injury. But other than that, man, I'm cool with it now. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of coming back from injury that bothered me, because I knew I wasn't that type of player yet. I just need to get my legs under me. I need some more experience. And yeah, now you can call me. I don't care what the hell you guys call me now. Go ahead.
Hey, MPJ said that some of the quotes in the locker room were you and KCP's doing. I was just wondering, like, how you guys kind of planned that one about that, and did you get quotes for each other also?
Yeah, I got a Mike Tyson one because the fighting reference. I like to fight. Charles did a good job. He brought us together, and him and Kate picked him up for the most part. I dabbled a little bit, but Yeah, man, I think just having teammates think about you off the court, about the little things can go a long way. You know, I remember IT gave us headphones before, so, you know, I got everybody in the locker room New Balance shoes. Just little stuff, you know, you just try to keep everybody, the ball boys got them too, security guards. So I think just kind of keeping everybody together, and KCB did a good job of picking most of the folks out. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think that's working. I don't want to see him spazzing out Jamal again. Yeah, he told me, he said, you're going to win this game, you're going to make the shot, you're going to make the shot. CB, same thing. I think damn near people at everybody. It is hard to see when you're shooting that bad. Yeah, I had a rough stretch in the third, and my teammates were there to pick me up. It was simply it. If it wasn't for my teammates, it could have been a different game. So I appreciate every single one of them. Every single one of them told me to keep shooting. And you should have been in the huddles, hearing the amount of keep shooting I was getting. Kind of getting frustrated with them because I just wanted to be quiet. But it was nice just to have that kind of support from everybody. You know, everybody was in my ear. So shout out to my teammates, man. They helped me get it done. I mean, in the moment it's different. You know what I'm saying? You're just upset. You're just pissed. You know, everything can kind of get to you. But when you look back, it's like, man, that's exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. And I think they wouldn't have said that if I didn't show that kind of emotion on the bench. Yeah, just in my own head a little bit. And I had my pops in the stands too. So, you know, he talked to me at halftime, and I talked to him throughout the game all the time. So, like I said, it was everybody.